Hello everyone and welcome to this special jam-packed episode of Night City Wire. This is the place where we talk all things Cyberpunk 2077, or rather, all things Phantom Liberty. My name is Pavel Busha and I will be your host today, and we have a lot to go through, so let's get started. We've got gameplay, behind the scenes, music, and plenty of surprises along the way. Speaking of, let's kick things off with a world premiere of our brand new Phantom Liberty CGI trailer starring the one and only Idris Elba.
This is it. Trust me.
You know I do. Tell me I'm out of this goddamn town.
Nobody on you. I just caught surveillance cams.
Adios, Night City.
Should be back in the homeland by 2 a.m.
Yeah. What about you? Get your ticket out yet?
I hear the government's sealing a deal.
I told you. You're the president's favorite. You're gonna walk out of this on a red carpet.
Yeah, sure.
Hey. You deserve it. I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you. You know what I'm thinking about right now?
Tell me.
Taco stand back home. First thing I'm gonna do when I get off this train is head right there. I swear those quesadillas come to me in my dreams.
Place sure sounds tasty.
Yeah. You were the one that took me there in the first place?
Yeah. I remember now.
Wow. Listen, when this is all over, you gotta take a break, you hear me? Tell me, do you copy? So we got a passenger and he's carrying. I think we might be compromised. Can you hack the trap? Show me.
So me, you want a pill? So me,
Excuse me, Madam President.
pill? It's going to be a long flight.
No, thank you.
I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for you.
What a cliffhanger! Everything you saw in the trailer happened 7 years before Phantom Liberty begins, so there's definitely a lot more story to discover in the expansion. Now we're gonna hear from Idris Elba himself to talk more about the trailer and how he brought Solomon Reed to life.
Hi, I'm Idris Elba and I play Secret Agent Solomon Reed in Phantom Liberty. the upcoming expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. Reed is a professional, someone that's lived many lives. He's basically a sort of secret agent that has worked in Night City for a long time and has been a special ops operator and, you know, basically has kept his head down until now. And when he comes back in a major way. He's a pivotal character. You learn a lot about the story through Reed. And actually meeting Reed is like, you know, it can either go one way or the other.
You know, V, treason ain't ever black and white.
It's a charade, V.
Obviously, you know, with a spy character like Solomon Reed, you don't know much about him. You know what maybe he's capable of, but can you trust him or not? A spy story will make you think one thing, and actually you should be paying attention to something else. Every now and again, in the storyline, you actually get some nuggets of who Solomon Reed is, and he's reluctant. You know, he doesn't really like to just open up and say it, but his personal side is definitely one that's filled with torment, betrayal, trauma, but at the center of his personal life is his work. Like, he really loves his job. He's a very, very dedicated agent, and you get to know that as you play with this character. So, in this shot, I think Reed is thinking about all the things he's done as an agent, as someone that has dedicated his life, and now he's about to walk away. And it's symbolized in this huge leap that he's about to make. It's also a leap into his freedom. So what I love about Cyberpunk, you know, is the technology. The tech is mad. Solomon's right here. He's done. He's on the train. He's about to chill. He's leaving. And also he has the one person that he trusts to help him make that escape. He's not thinking that anyone could have infiltrated him. No one even saw him get on the train. He jumped from the sky. So he's feeling really good. For anyone who's really looking at this frame, there's a big Easter egg. Look for it. It's there. It's in the frame, but it's a big Easter egg. That's all I'm saying.
What about you? Get your ticket out yet?
So me.
I hear the government's sealing a deal.
I remember shooting this, you sit in these sort of like pajamas, basically, with all this stuff all over you, and you got a big sort of camera thing rig on your face. You've got to really get into the imagination of your character. And I remember shooting this, and it's incredible, man. Now look at the detailing on the animation. Obviously, I was there, so I'm acting, but to see it come to life like this is bonkers.
Taco stand back home. First thing I'm gonna do when I get off this train is head right there. I swear those quesadillas come to me in my dreams.
Place sure sounds tasty.
The Reed-Somi relationship's a really big thing to unpack. It's really good. I can tell you that, you know, Solomon Reed and Somi have a special bond. More or less, Somi is his protege. He trained her to some degree. He's one that looked out for her. And all I can say is that he trusts her. This is the moment. That's the beginning of the section where it starts to literally crumble for their friendship. Super tense moment there. And this is for Somi, this moment of, you know, do I, don't I? Do I betray a friend? Someone's like a father. She's under incredible pressure that we don't realize. It's either her or him.
Yeah, I betray. Somi.
And that's why I love this moment, when he touches the door and he's like, Somi? He knows immediately he's been made. He's dead. There is a moment of remorse and a moment of sort of regret, I guess, feeling a bit betrayed from Somi, but that's not what he's thinking about right now. What he's thinking about is like, okay, how do I try and up my odds here and get out? 7 years later. This is the moment that you actually realize that Somi is just a different person. You know what I mean? Like, she's a lot more harsh looking, colder in the eyes.
So me, you want a pill? So me.
Excuse me, Madam President.
Now she
Pill?
works for the president,
It's going to be a long flight.
No.
but the plane just got shot down.
off if it wasn't for you.
Now that is a good trailer.
Get your ammo, assault rifles, tactical gear.
Dogtown is, I guess, the most deadly place in Night City. It's a district ruled by a militia. It's also sort of like a labyrinth of crumbling infrastructure. And by the way, the scale of Dogtown is incredible. You know, as a storyteller, it's just an amazing canvas. Because it's an open world, I mean, you can pretty much go anywhere in it, and it's just like incredible. And the writing in this expansion is really, really good, especially around Solomon Reed. You know, because it's a big storyline and it's really well dialogued. He's a really big character. It's really complex to play, actually. This is the first major game I've done as a voice major, and it was an easy yes for me because I'm a big fan of CD Projekt from the Witcher games and Cyberpunk. What I really liked about it is the fact that it's so big and a real character study. And it was a challenge for me, I'm not gonna lie, but in terms of the voice, I have to have the spectrum of emotions in the way I speak, in the way he answers. The whole experience was definitely like a learning curve. And I can say I've done it, and I've done it, you know, in a really phenomenal game.
Dogtown. Burn it to the ground's what we'll do. It's a simple choice. Them or us. Peace comes at a price. Someone's always got to pay.
Awesome stuff. Seeing Idris Elba in action and talking about his character really makes me want to get to know him more in the game. But new characters aren't the only addition to Phantom Liberty. Music has always been a vital part of our games and the stories we tell. We've created a brand new score for Phantom Liberty, and right now we'll hear from senior composer P.T. Adamczyk and composer Jacek Paciorkowski to discuss creating music for a spy thriller. We'll also hear more about the new radio stations coming to the game, featuring all new tracks from artists from all around the world. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Pavel.
Hi, Pavel. How
Good
are
to
you?
be here.
I'm great. It's awesome to have you guys here in the studio, and I want to know everything about Phantom Liberty and its score. So tell me, like, what's going on here? Like, what are the inspirations? What type of music can we expect, and how does it fit into Cyberpunk 2077?
Can definitely expect more cyberpunk vibe. Although we spiced it up a little bit more with spy thriller themes throughout the project. We wanted to make players feel like they're secret agents behind the enemy lines, give them the gravity of the situation and also the danger that V is in during their mission. The most influential part, I think, is the new characters that are introduced in the expansion.
Yes, because it's a CDPR game and characters make the story. Apart from the spy thriller thing, there's obviously a very deep emotional and very human story that we're trying to tell. And this time, the main relationship between Songbird and Reed is sort of what we were focusing on musically. It's also, what is the principal theme musically in this expansion. Everything basically like it's always in CDPR games, many different layers, but at the heart of it is a touching story.
I'm happy that you mentioned that characters are very important, and I always treat like characters being the catalyst of the story itself. But we're known for our storytelling. There's a lot of things going on, and music kind of needs to play into that in order to have certain emotions come out of players. How difficult is it to like marry all these things together?
Well, it's definitely challenging. It was challenging in the base game, and because right now we were so focused on the story of the triangle between Reed, Songbird, and V, that we were able to put even more detail into the sort of musical storytelling for this expansion. So it was definitely difficult, but I think also very rewarding, and I hope it's going to be really enjoyable for the players as well.
It is something that I look for when playing a game, kind of seeing how the music affects me. And in some games, it's I think one of the most prominent things. And I also know our community has always been saying that when it comes to music, like you guys always nail it and bring A game always.
That's very kind. You have something to add to that?
Well, to me, it was actually relatively easy because I came on board only about a year ago. So the sound, even for the expansion, was already established. So I needed to fit within a spectrum that was created by PT and Marcin. Also added something for myself, did some gritty synths of my own.
So we know we have the basics more or less. Of course, I know that after talking to you guys right now, I really want to listen to it. So question is, when can I listen to it and when can the people watching listen to the score?
So I guess we have some good news to share. Our original score for Phantom Liberty is out right now on all streaming services.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's the news I wanted to get. So that's one part of it. And now I feel like we should transition and talk about 3 new radio stations that we have. So we have Darkstar Radio, we have Impulse, and Growl FM. So these are 3 new radio stations that are coming to the game. And let's dive into them and tell me kind of what we can expect. And I'll let you guys just start with the one that you want to start, and then we'll move through the list.
Well, Darkstar comes first to my mind because I'm into those moody, dark tracks. We wanted to create a station that combines music from around the world. So think of it as a world music of dark dystopian future. Obviously, when you have artists from around the world like Kenya, Uganda, Poland, America, they would interpret their visions differently. Even though it has got that commonality, it is actually a quite various station. I think the highlight of it is also there are 2 tracks by Idris Elba himself.
Okay. Is he DJing there, or is he like rapping maybe? Like what is he doing there?
He is rapping and he produced those tracks.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
and we're really thrilled to have them. I think they fit perfectly, both in the cyberpunk context and as well with the Darkstar Radio.
Is that the only radio station that he had influence over, or are there any other tracks that he kind of dabbled into? Maybe some DJing from him? I know he's known for that.
Yes, I mean, that's one of the, again, great news is that we have him as a DJ. Impulse Radio is basically his DJ set, put together from unreleased tracks.
Nice.
So if you like listening to modern electronic music, club music, you can put Impulse Station on in one of your cars in Night City and just enjoy Idris's DJ set.
It must be also interesting because you guys are working with different artists, like you mentioned, from different parts of the world, and also mixing all these things together, but still trying to keep that vibe of cyberpunk in it. Is it like, from your perspective, was it very hard, or is it something that you go to someone and say like, okay, this is our overall mood, this is kind of, what we're trying to achieve, but then you give people free reign to do whatever they want and what they're kind of known for?
We basically try to get them free reign, and we try to direct them very carefully. We want them to be great and to give us tracks that they love and the community will love. We don't want to be micromanagerial when it comes down to people creating music. We don't believe that this is the right way to do it. So, with Idris Elba, with all the other artists that we worked on, it was, here's the brief. It has to fit into the cyberpunk world context that we created, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, cool. So that leaves us with Growl FM as the last radio station, and I know this one also is a special one. So let's talk about it.
Everything is very unique. No 2 tracks are alike, and we're really happy. We were very proud of this station. We're really also very proud of the community.
Yeah.
So shout outs to the community.
It's incredible, but it must be also very difficult to take all these things and kind of, okay, does this fit into cyberpunk? Will this be something that a player will enjoy? But I kind of feel that in a sense, yes, because there are people who kind of like to pretty much like branch out and listen to different things on one radio station instead of having a radio station that focuses only on one genre.
The uniqueness was key, really. Yeah. Obviously, the craft had to be there, and the general vibe of cyberpunk had to be, maintained within those tracks. However, there were a lot of tracks that either Martin or I, we would never come up with them, So a lot of those entries were really surprising, but we felt that, Night City is an eclectic world. It's a world of a distant future, maybe not so distant future, but still futuristic.
Yeah.
So, you know, it can be a melting pot of many different things. So we basically ran with that. You know, it's like, okay, how weird can it be? How different can it be to what we already have in the radio? And, you know, I think all the artists that are on Growl FM nailed it.
Thank you guys for joining me and talking about this because, like I mentioned previously, and I'll mention it again, music for me is very important in games, and I think like you both and Marcin also have done a tremendous job in order to bring Night City to life, and also with the artists that you guys collaborated with, they all fit the bill. They enhance the gaming experience, so awesome stuff.
Music is also very important to us.
I can tell because you guys can talk about it for days. Thank you for joining me once again.
Thank you, Pavaru.
Thanks for the invitation.
That's some great info about some great tunes. We've heard a bit about Growl FM already, but we want to share even more about this completely new radio station that has been created by you guys, the community. Here's a quick glimpse into a documentary about how the station came to be.
Music. Okay, so maybe we should do a radio station.
Underground broadcast. You didn't hear that in Night City in the base game.
Do people still believe? We just have to take part. The game has a lot of action.
This helped us a lot.
Your name is going to be immortalized forever.
You know, music can be a legitimate pursuit.
I know that Cyberpunk is built in a universe with a lot of tech.
It's interesting, it's very fun.
You live on the streets and you dream of a big life.
Almost no limits on how far we could go with it.
Congratulations, you've won.
You need to feel that music punches you in the teeth, takes your money and walks away.
Like K-pop, like hip-hop, even pop music. It was pretty nice. Ideas keep coming.
Hundreds of hours.
So that was a bit of a challenge.
And I'm really excited to meet the artists behind the music in Growl FM podcast.
It's always amazing to see the awesome work of our community, and we can't wait to share the full documentary when it airs on September 18th. Stay tuned to our social media channels for more info. Moving on to our last music announcement. Every good spy thriller needs a theme song, and we're super excited that chart-topping Polish singer-songwriter Dawid Podsiadło has a brand new original song featured in the game titled Phantom Liberty. Here's a teaser with some behind the scenes of how it was recorded.
Hello everyone, my name is Dawid Podsiadło. I'm a Polish musician, and today we're at the studio and we are recording a song for the Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Play the game, listen to the song, and I hope you're gonna fucking cry.
After music, let's turn to gameplay. I'm here with game director Gabe Amatangelo to talk about some of the amazing new gameplay personalization possibilities we've created as part of Update 2.0 and Phantom Liberty. Gabe, hello once again.
Pavel Burza. I recently learned that in English, Burza means storm.
Exactly.
So your name is Paul Storm.
It sounds better in English when you say it, like Paul Storm and Pavel Burza. It sounds much better.
It sounds bad. It sounds like a superhero. It sounds like you're Thor's cousin.
I wish.
Like,
I wish.
Thor comes into the battle, does a single target damage. Paul Storm shows up, starts doing AoE damage.
Perfect start to the segment that we have because we're talking about gameplay.
AoE.
Yeah.
Combat. Let's talk about it.
Combat has changed a lot, but also character customization has changed in terms of the new perks and all that stuff, and we're here to unpack it. So I know you've talked about this already, but give us a general feel of what we can expect in terms of the changes coming with 2.0 and Phantom Liberty.
Sure, and like you're saying, there's so much. So I'd like to start with kind of just saying the spirit of it and what was the drive behind it. We want it to, because there's so much potential in the Cyberpunk IP, and when you think about the dark future and cyberware, there's different kind of like super soldier or super merc kind of fantasies you have in your mind, and we wanted players to be able to realize that and play it and feel it. And so we've basically changed the perks around. Like, I mean, there's stat increases and stuff like that, which is always fun in progression, you know, getting incrementally more powerful, but we really focus it on the actions, the things you can do, right? And so we've added a suite of things you can do that tie into different themes, and then of course players can mix and match and come up with their own unique styles.
Yeah, that's really cool, and I like the customization part of it, that, you know, there are some things that we can do in terms of, like, we'll actually show some options in terms of what you can build, and we have the help of designers to guide us through it. But you can actually do like a mixture of a assassin type ninja, or a character that is more like Hulk smash, I want to go in and destroy stuff, or a stealthy netrunner that has like these you know, quick hacks and stuff like that. There's so many cool things back here. It's
you can be a stealthy netrunner, you can be just like a direct, you know, going out there and just like wrecking stuff, blowing up machines and stuff, netrunner, hacking stuff. But yeah, there's so much nuance as well, and we're going to talk more about players being able to explore the nuance later.
Exactly.
Okay.
One other thing in terms of like general stuff, something that is kind of general, but it's new, and it's not very general, but it's interesting, is the relic skill tree. Something that we unlock through the story, and what does it bring in terms of gameplay?
So the relic, as you said, tied into the Phantom Liberty story, and it's towards the beginning. It's within the first few minutes, so this isn't spoiling anything. And you've seen in the trailer, if you've watched the trailers, Somi reaches out to you through the relic. They're in a dire situation. It's the only way she can get to you. And to kind of show you she's the real deal and she can help you, she says, here's kind of a taste. I'm going to kind of clear out some of the bad data in the relic, and I'm gonna set it up such that your cyberware can utilize it. And so the theme of it is that it kind of both enhances your cyberware as well as able to kind of scan and exploit other people's cyberware. So it's kind of a cyberware theme to it.
It's crazy, crazy. It also shows you how powerful she is as a character, but that's like a whole different story arc that we could get into, but I don't want to get into that because I don't want to spoil anything, but that itself is incredible. So maybe what we should do right now is we should see the possible builds that we have. And I know we have 3. We have something that is a super strong solo. We have something that is like a more ninja type fast solo. And we have a netrunner. And we have the help of our fellow gameplay designers who will actually guide us through those. So
yeah, let's take a look.
I'm Karol Mateasik, lead gameplay designer, and my favorite build is what I like to call a bullet time ninja. Speed is of the essence for both defense and offense, which is why dash and air dash are perfect to get close to enemies without taking any damage. I like to bring a katana to a gunfight, and it goes great with a new perk that lets you deflect bullets and even send them flying back at enemies. If you're running low on health, you can also perform a finisher on low health enemy for a quick boost. But this playstyle isn't only about blades. You can combine 3 great perks, Stun Jog, Air Dash and Air Kerenzikov, to leap off motorcycles and rain down bullets from the sky in slow motion. The new Jailbreak ability from Phantom Liberty unleashes the full power of your Mantis Blades. After finishing or dismembering an enemy, you can perform a really long leap to deal devastating damage. Great for getting rid of those hard-to-reach targets like snipers and netrunners. With this build, your enemies won't know what hit them.
Awesome.
Bullet time ninja.
Yes.
That's so cool. Like, you're moving, they can't even see you. You're just jumping in, mantis blade, katana, like going crazy, going ham on them.
Two favorite parts. I love the dash to the person in the guard tower or whatever.
Yeah, that's so high up.
Yeah, that was fun. But my favorite part was I like to bring a katana blade to a gunfight. Well done, Carol. That was a good one.
Yeah, it really showcases this build. This has actually been one of my favorite ones when I was playing Phantom Liberty. And with all the gameplay changes, like this one, I feel like this is kind of my go-to. Which my previous go-to was kind of like a stronger solo, but we'll have that as the last video. But now I think we should jump into the Netrunner.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Yulia Primak, a gameplay designer at CD Projekt Red, and I love playing as hack-and-slash Netrunner. The best part of being a Netrunner is, of course, the hacking, and now it's more powerful than ever. With the new Quick Hack Q, you can stack up to 4 hacks on a single enemy and play around with some devastating combos like Contagion and Overhit. It's pretty deadly. With Overclock, you can gain an extra edge by sacrificing your health to cast hacks with almost no limit. With Update 2.0, Netrunners can even take over cars, transforming vehicles into ticking time bombs. Once you're up close, it's time to whip out the monowire. With the relic skill tree from Phantom Liberty, you can power it up even more. Now Netrunners can combine physical damage and upload control hacks onto enemies. I can't wait for everyone to try it out.
Hack and slash Netrunner, wow, lots of action. We kind of know Netrunners to be a little bit stealthy, kind of behind the scenes doing stuff. We have a little bit of that, but still, yet they seem to now go in and get dirty.
They can do both, But I love to point out the play on words hack and slash. We love these catchphrases here. This was good. I love it. Yes, the Netrunner. That's sort of one version of playing it, kind of doing the damage, via blowing up cars, remote controlling it, getting in there with your nanowire. You can even like spread hacks with it. You can also get some of the memory back and drain. But yeah, you can go stealth to where it's kind of like there's like kind of a game in the network of like as you start doing hacks, like an enemy Netrunner might be like someone's in the network, right? And there's a bunch of different abilities to kind of like suppress that kind of discovery. And so there's that kind of Netrunner combat that's going on there behind the scenes while everyone's like stealth. And it's like we don't know where it's at. Yeah, so that's another one. There's so many different ways. Basically the whole like pattern and beat and rhythm of Netrunning has changed.
Yeah, my favorite part is when the car crashes into everything and just blows up.
It was a good combo. It was a good combo. She did both hacks there, which was the controlling it, and then of course put on the detonate one that had a timer and
exactly
cool
perfect.
Combos.
Perfect, cool stuff. And now we have the last one. So the last one will be a strong solo build. So yeah, let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Filip Dovnar, lead gameplay designer, and I like to come in swinging. So my favorite build is the Savage Slugger Solo. Getting up close for combat is really crucial for this build. The Wrecking Ball perk lets you knock down multiple enemies, all while closing the gap and putting you in the zone for some sweet annihilation. Another great option is Quake. For some extra flair, you can combine with Air Dash and drop in from above and throw everyone around you to the ground. When I'm using shotguns, I like to use the Obliterate perk for maximum carnage. And once I'm in range, it's time to take out the big guns. We've got the new finishers that let you grab enemies and throw them during fights. Great for controlling the battlefield. On top of that, you can supercharge the gorilla arms using the new Phantom Liberty relic tree that will let you send your enemies to the moon. With this build, you'll be unstoppable.
Mayhem.
The throw at the end.
The Savage Slugger Solo. That's
3 times fast.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Like throwing people, like at the end, it's just like, woo! when it just flies.
yeah. I mean, certainly, like the animals in that faction is like an inspiration for it, and obviously also Arnold Schwarzenegger and Terminator. Just like you got that heavy machine gun, and you can just take the bullets and the stuff, and there's all the kind of like mitigation and absorbing damage, and kind of like taking that to fuel you to go back in there. It's just
also with the hammer, like just closing in, actually shows you that this build is very versatile. You can actually go up and close and have some quick interaction, but also you're able to like hold these big weapons, and even though they make you a little bit slower, you're still able to kind of sponge the bullets on you and still go in like crazy and then just throw people.
A lot of damage mitigation, and you can resist stuns and stuff like that. It's all about because if you're like the fast solo, you get hit, it's gonna hurt and it's gonna knock you silly, right? But there you can just keep barreling in. And then I love the montage of the claps, the finishes. That was fun.
But yeah, Gabe, I mean, that's it for our segment. I'm super excited to have you once again here in the studio. Thank you for sharing all your information. Also, thank you to all the gameplay designers who actually showcased the builds, because those were really, really awesome.
Yeah, and thank you for everyone watching and the players.
As you can see, we have many new ways to play and many new ways to cause chaos in Night City. And that means consequences. Let's take a look at what it looks like to come face to face with Night City's toughest armed forces, MaxTac.
Target is Omega class. I repeat, Omega class target at large. MaxTac is en route.
Tension in the streets as fates collide.
MaxTac in position, eyes on target.
It's official! Update 2.0 will release on September 21st for free for anyone who owns Cyberpunk 2077 on Xbox Series X, S, PlayStation 5, and PC. That's just 1 week away. And if you want a taste of what's it like to build a new character with the redesigned perk system before then, we have a cool surprise for you. Right now, you can create your own build and experiment with all the new perks, including Phantom Liberty's Relic skill tree, with our Build Planner. Head to the Build Planner website now to see what kinds of builds you come up with before the launch of the update and the expansion. That's all we got for this Night City Wire special. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're excited to play Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty when it launches on September 26th. We'll see you then in Dogtown.